Evening, ladies and gentlemen. You are watching the YouTube station identification of one of New Bedford, Massachusetts resident YouTubers. I'm here live in the basement. No, I'm not Ken Ober. God rest his soul. And this is not MTV's remote control. This is WEML-TV channel 77. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day, and I hope you are doing. Hope you had a wonderful day, and hope you're doing very, very well. Well, as promised, I promised you guys that I would do 2 more episodes, so I could fill up the time, so that way I can have some some wiggle room tomorrow to make my PTW wrestling forecast for night 2, and try to get a Saturday Superstarcade in, because tomorrow morning I have to work, and I'm probably I got to make a couple of stops and everything else in between. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try to do it over a 10-minute limit here, but I'm going to try to talk a little bit and kill some time. And like I said, I don't have to worry about getting up till 6 o'clock tomorrow. I'm going to wake up early so I can get these bed sheets going. So that way, when I get home, everything else will be in between. That's what I'm going to do too. But next week, I'm on vacation. I'm on vacation next week. So, and everything's set there. And after that, I got 1 more vacation week to use up, and that'll be the last week of April. Once that's set, I can get back to a regular routine. Hopefully, fingers crossed, and hopefully I don't have to worry about much. So, it's crazy. WrestleMania weekend's kind of crazy. And work's been crazy. It's been like a Regis week. It's out of control. It's out of control, Calvin. Trying to keep it down so everybody's sleeping. I'm the only one up, and I'll be going to sleep soon myself. So, why don't we get right into it, shall we? It's going to be night 1 is going to be very interesting. Night 1, we have some changes. I always say cards are subject to change. So here's what I did. I decided to write down for night 1. So night 1 will be the WWE title will be on the line. Bobby Lashley will defend the title against Drew McIntyre. The SmackDown Women's Championship will main event night 1 to end night 1. That's the main event. Sasha Banks defending the title against the 2021 Women's Royal Rumble winner Bianca Belair. And this is the first time that 2 African American women will be headlining WrestleMania for night 1, which is history in the making. The Raw Tag titles are on the line. The New Day, that's Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods, will defend those titles against AJ Styles and Omos, who will make his in-ring debut. So it'll be very interesting to see how the 7-foot plus man will do in the match. Steel cage match, Braun Strowman going one-on-one with Shane McMahon. Tag team turmoil, the change here is this, that it is now 5 teams involved. Lana and Naomi against Mandy and Dana versus the Riot Squad. That's Liv Morgan and Ruby Riot. Carmella and Billie Kay are the latest addition to this matchup. And then you got Natalya and Tamina. And the one-on-one match between Bad Bunny and The Miz, Grammy Award-winning Bad Bunny, that changes into a tag team matchup. Miz and Morrison goes up against Damian Priest and Bad Bunny. And then possibly what could be a great scientific contest, Cesaro goes one-on-one with Seth Rollins. Who do I got in the WWE Championship matchup? Last year was the year of McIntyre, and McIntyre made the most of it. But this year, I'm going to go with Lashley on this one. Bobby Lashley. I've got a lot of respect for Drew McIntyre, but I believe McIntyre is being set up here. Think about it. Now, the Hurt Business are apart, so to speak, because they had Cedric Alexander, Shelton Benjamin. I would not be dang surprised if Shelton Benjamin and Cedric Alexander act like they're going to cost Lashley the title to pull a swerve. This could be they could pull the ultimate swerve right here. We saw a lot of factions breaking up. On NXT, it would be Undisputed Era. On Raw, it's the Hurt Business and Retribution have been ending up splitting up, but I believe the Hurt Business is still they got to be cerebral about how to approach McIntyre, in my personal opinion, and that's how Lashley's going to retain the title. He can use his brute strength and power, but he's got the intellect and the intelligence. You got MVP. I think this is all set up. Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin leaving the Hurt Business, all a setup. I got a hunch. I got a major hunch about that. It's going to be all a master plan on Lashley's part to for for Lashley to retain the title. It's all set up. I hate to say this it's gotta be all set up. All right, Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair. Now this is a tough call to make because there is lots of rumors going around in the air, and there's rumors that Sasha Banks may be leaving for the company for a while to film another season of The Mandalorian. But will she keep her title if that's the case? Bianca Belair, I think she's ready to prove herself, and I believe Bianca Belair will win the championship. My personal opinion. But if Sasha Banks retains, I'm looking, and I will talk a lot about this. I'm looking for another young lady to challenge Sasha Banks. I'll explain who that individual will be. New Day versus AJ Styles and Omos. This is a heck of a matchup. I think the X Factor is how Omos is going to do, and New Day will not be prepared for Omos. I personally think that AJ Styles and Omos will win the match and become the tag team champions, which AJ Styles will be probably the quickest superstar to even get a Grand Slam, because I think he's won a title each year. Last year he was the Intercontinental Champion for a while, and he was United States Champion I think the year before, WWE Champion the year before, and probably this year he'll be a tag team champion, and I think that's going to be something. Now, Strowman and Shane McMahon. Now, Shane McMahon says he usually has an ace up his sleeve. I'm telling you, my theory is that when Braun Strowman entered Raw Underground and beat Dabba-Kato, it seems like Dabba-Kato's been disgraced, and the whole Raw Underground has been disgraced in the eyes of Shane McMahon. I think Shane McMahon singled him out because of that, I think, and wants revenge in the worst way on Strowman. I've got a hunch that Dabba-Kato is going to be involved. We have not seen Dabba-Kato in quite a while. I would not be surprised if Dabba-Kato showed up at WrestleMania, and because there's no disqualification in a ladder match, and I hate to do this to Braun. I like Braun. I hope Braun wins, but I'm going to have to go with Shane McMahon because Shane McMahon has that intellect, and I believe Dabba-Kato. We have not seen him in quite a while. I'm starting to think that the Raw Underground, and Shane McMahon's going to probably explain the night after WrestleMania, why he went after Strowman, and I believe the demise of Raw Underground has something to do with that. That's what I'm thinking, because I think the last Raw Underground, Braun Strowman was there, so that's what I'm thinking right now. I'm surprised Omos didn't do anything, so I'm picking Shane McMahon to win because I think Dabba-Kato will get involved. Not Elias or Riker, Dabba-Kato. We have not seen him in quite a while. He's going to get involved, and that will be a heck of a matchup for sure. Okay, down the tag team turmoil matchup. This is a tough call to make because I like all these ladies. I like Lana and Naomi. They've worked hard. Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke, I love them. Gorgeous ladies. Riot Squad. I think the Riot Squad. I believe it's their time. Between Carmella and Billie Kay, they just formed a team. I don't know how they're going to do. They have the disadvantage. Natalya and Tamina. So I am torn between the Riot Squad because they have so much great chemistry, and then Natalya and Tamina. But I'm going to give the edge to Natalya and Tamina on this one, and I'll tell you why. Because the Riot Squad, there was a period when they were apart, and without Sarah Logan with them, even though she's no longer with the company, she's taking a. I know she's being a mom. I think that's going to hurt the Riot Squad just a little bit. If it comes down to Natalya, Tamina, and the Riot Squad, I'm glad to give the nod and edge to Natalya, Tamina, the directive or the initiative, the directive, I like to call them, the generational superstars, and they will probably challenge Baszler and Jax for those women's tag team titles on night 2 at WrestleMania. All right. Damian Priest and Bad Bunny versus The Miz and John Morrison. I'm going to get the edge. The mind games that Miz and Morrison play is great. And I, with the inexperience of Bad Bunny and, Damian Priest's first WrestleMania, there's probably a little butterflies, I think. I like for Damian Priest and Bad Bunny to be an upset victory. But I got the veterans in this one, Miz and Morrison. It's going to be a very interesting matchup, to say the least. Well, I don't know what Bad Bunny's skill is, and I'm sure Damian Priest and Bad Bunny will have the advantage because Miz and Morrison never faced them in a matchup before, especially Bad Bunny. Probably Damian Priest did, so they should be studying Damian Priest's matches on NXT. And then the last match on the card for night 1, Cesaro versus Seth Rollins. I'm believing Cesaro will win that one, because Seth Rollins' shenanigans will catch up with him, and that is that. So these are my predictions again. WWE title on the line. I pick Lashley over McIntyre. SmackDown Women's Championship. I pick Belair over Banks. Belair win the SmackDown Women's title. The Raw Tag Team Championship. New Day defense against AJ Styles and Omos. I see AJ Styles and Omos be the new champs. Steel Cage. Strowman versus Shane McMahon. I picked Shane McMahon over Strowman because Don McHale's going to get involved. The tag team turmoil match, Lana Naomi versus Mandy Rose, Dana Brooke, Riot Squad, Ruby Riot and Liv Morgan, Carmella and Billie Kay, and Natalya Tamina. I picked Natalya and Tamina to win that turmoil match and face Nia Jax, Shayna Baszler in night 2, and then the tag match. I picked Miz and Morrison over Damian Priest and Bad Bunny, and Cesaro versus Seth Rollins. Cesaro over Rollins. These are my picks right there. If you want to write them down and make your own picks. And that was okay. These are Eric's picks, and then these are my picks. And so these are my picks, and then write down what your picks would be. You can match up with mine. I don't care. This is it. All right. And I think one thing that's going to happen, let's see, a surprise. Usually WrestleMania has surprises like the return of the Hardys a few WrestleManias ago, which I think was pretty cool. I'm predicting Bayley's going to come out, run her mouth about not having a WrestleMania matchup or WrestleMania moment. And when Io Shirai lost the title, women's title, to Raquel Gonzalez on Wednesday night, I got a hunch that Io Shirai will make her main roster debut as a SmackDown superstar against Bayley. Or will that happen to SmackDown after WrestleMania? That's what I'm thinking. So that's my surprise prediction right there. And will the Undertaker make an appearance? Well, he's retired, so he may end up staying retired. That's what I'm thinking. He's staying away. But if Vince wants him to show up, I'm sure it wouldn't matter. I heard there was some severe weather heading down Florida's way, so it'll be very interesting to see how the WWE deals with that and go to all the pyro and stuff, and I'm sure they'll have a plan B, knowing WWE. Alrighty then, that's all the time we have on the show. It's already 11:32 p.m. I got to get some sleep. I got to get going. After uploading this, I'm done for the night after getting off the internet. So I'm going to do that. I'll see you guys later. You guys have a blessed night. Sleep tight, and I will see you on the next episode, 142 of WEML 77, WEML-TV channel 77. Good night, and I will see you in episode 142, either Saturday Superstarcade, or I might do the Night 2 WrestleMania PTW wrestling forecast. Alright? See ya. Good night.